Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Kasturi from Unilever Food Solutions, which is one of the leading food service providers globally. Our presenter today is the Culinary Chef Experience Advisor of Unilever Food Solutions, KZN, Chef Mary Worthington. Today she will highlight what's on your special board menu. Celebrate Heritage Day with proudly South African dishes. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box. Chef will answer them after the presentation. Chef will also be running a short poll during her session, and she would really appreciate your participation. Now, without any further ado, we turn our time over to Chef Mary.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. So today, I'm hoping that I'm just going to give you a little bit of inspiration. I know that all of you chefs out there can actually cook, but just a little bit of inspiration. We've got Heritage Day coming up, and it's always a good way to do some new dishes or prepare some new dishes for your customers on your specials board. So, we know South Africans, we absolutely love to braai. And the word braai is actually Dutch, it's braden, which is actually roast. But we know that we also braai and we cook in many different ways when we come to South Africans. So it could either be a wet dish like a potjie, we could be braaiing on an open fire, we could be grilling indoors. So whatever your establishment is and whatever it lends itself to is how you will adapt your menu. So the 24th of September is National Heritage Day, and that's the day where we all go out and celebrate. And I think braai is one of the things that brings us all together as South Africans. We all love to braai. All right, so just a couple of pointers to gear you up for your specials day menu. Why am I using this as a topic? And I think really it's an opportunity for you to actually put some excitement onto your menu or into your restaurant, into your catering service, into your deli, wherever you may be, whatever type of establishment you are, hotel, restaurant. It creates some excitement for customers. It makes something for them to look forward to, something different, something new. If it's on your specials board, you can try it out. It's not permanently on the menu. And the other thing, obviously, what you want to do is also to create and make a profit at the end of the day. So just a couple of pointers. You're about 6 weeks away, and you've got plenty of time to do your prep. So do your planning, decide what your menu is going to be. What are your mains going to be? Are you going to be serving some starters? What are your desserts going to be? If you're serving dessert, will it be a combo? And start planning your menus and create some nice excitement. We have loads and loads of beautiful recipes on our website, ufs.com. And we also have some beautiful and amazing products that are suitable, running from breakfast occasions, lunches, snack items, tapas, or even and dinners. So, wherever you're going to fit in for Heritage Day, it's a great way to cash in for the day. But of course, you do need to do some planning. You need to test out your menus. You need to test out your recipes. You need to get a little tasting panel, get the buy-in from all your chefs. And of course, you need to decide what equipment you're going to be cooking on. Is it indoors? Is it your griller? Do you have whatever you're going to be preparing, because it's going to be something new and exciting? Do you have all the equipment? And what does it cost? Most importantly, have you done a costing on it? And do you know what your selling price is going to be? Are you going to offer some specials? Are you going to upsell and add maybe a drink to it? Is it a family meal? Is it a combo meal? So there's lots of things to think about, but there's more than enough time to play around a bit and make it a really great day for your customers in your restaurant or your dining establishment. All right, so what I'm going to do now is it's so excited. I feel very excited today, and there's just lots and lots of beautiful recipes. I'm very much a South African, and I love my heritage, and we are quite a diverse country. We have lots of different cultures, so we have beautiful fresh veggies, we have beautiful fruits, we have meat. We're a meat-eating country. We eat a lot of meat, and we have so much to choose from. And then with it, I can introduce you to a couple of our products. So what I'm going to do today is just do 4 quick little demos, basically 2 little mains and then 2 very quick desserts, but simple and easy and something that you can execute. You can adapt it, you can make it more fancy, you can tone it down, whatever your establishment is, and also it'll be easy for you to cost out. All right, so we're going to start with the first one, which is a spicy barbecue chicken skewer with a red onion tzatziki on a potato flatbread. So what you'll see down here is I have already prepped because of time. We're very short of time. So the chicken kebabs or the skewers, I have soaked the skewers so they don't burn. I'm actually just going to switch on here. I have already made the marinade, and what you will see on my handout is I've given you the link to our website and to the actual recipe. So you're welcome to download that, and you'll find the recipes to all the products and ingredients that I use today and the recipes. And I've also given you we are busy running an activation today and for the next quarter called Fire It Up. You're welcome to download that beautiful recipe book there, and there's loads of inspiration there, and I'm sure there's something for everybody. All right, so let's go back to the recipe. All right, so for the skewers, I've decided to choose chicken today. Chicken being a really top seller, most popular, and probably more affordable, because I think these days people are looking for affordability. So I've got some chicken skewers here. I have a marinade on there. And it literally is going to be barbecue spice, paprika. It's got some yogurt on it. It's got some fresh coriander, some cumin. So all the dry spices I've just toasted all dry in the pan, and I've mixed it together with some yogurt, some garlic, and some fresh coriander. And that's marinated for about an hour. All right, so that's ready to be grilled off, and I'll finish them off in the oven. Then if we go on to the flatbread, so the flatbread I have pre-made just because of time. And I have to tell you a little secret. The potato flatbread is there, and that is made with our normal mashed flakes. If you're not familiar with it, there is the normal mashed flakes there, okay? But I do have to confess, this morning when I came in, the baking powder had actually expired. So I landed up making a cheat flatbread, which is literally self-raising flour, some beautiful veggie seasoning, and some yogurt. And those are my flatbreads. Very, very simple. All right, so while I wait for that pan to get hot, it feels like it's nice and hot. I don't trust this pan too much, so excuse me while I just put a little bit of spray on there. going to put a little bit of oil in the pan and get those kebabs going. So what we want to do is create a little bit of char grilled, and then I'm going to finish them off in the oven. And I'm just a little bit hot. I'm going to turn that down a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to create a nice dressing, so red onion tzatziki dressing. I have toasted off some cumin seed. I've got a bit of ground coriander. I've got some finely sliced red onion. Okay. Burning those. And then I'm just going to chop up some coriander. And that will be my yogurt tzatziki dressing. Okay, if there's any questions, please feel free to have a look at the chat box. There is a chat box there where you can ask any questions, and Kasturi will gladly assist me with that. Okay. So you could also do this in strips as well. It doesn't have to be on a skewer, but this is quite nice as a serving because it's portion control. All right, so I just want to give it a bit of colour there. Okay, so the dressing, I'm just going to mix it all together, and that is all good to go. And I can smell that cumin. It smells delicious. You could change it up as well, and I'm going to add in a little bit of Robertson's Veggie Seasoning. All right. Okay. And that you'll see all those dehydrated foods and veggies will rehydrate, and the flavour will come through there absolutely beautifully. No need for any extra seasoning. You just want to add a little bit of black pepper because the flavour is all there. All right, so that's ready to go. And I'm just going to turn those over. I'm working on induction, so. And then what I'm going to do here is just to get my salad ready. So I've got, you can see that, baby tomatoes. I've got some cucumber. I've got a few edible flowers because that's my little signature for garnish. I've got a slice of a lemon wedge. I've got some char grilled corn. We all love corn in this country. Well, I do anyway. And we eat quite a lot of corn, so I've just char grilled it. A little bit of carrot, and then just a little bit of salad greens. And I've got a bit of coriander in here, some salad leaves, a bit of mint, just to zhuzh it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to pop these. So once you've seared them off and they've got a bit of colour, I'm battling just a little bit with my induction. I've actually got one here. You can then pop them in the oven. Okay, so we'll just give those a little bit of colour. So now what we can do is we can start plating up. So the flatbread, all I did was used a griddle pan, and the seasoning into this is, and they're handmade, so they don't have to be perfectly round. You can make small ones. If you're making little tuppers, you can make a large one if it's one portion. I'm doing a main. And I've added in a little bit of veggie seasoning into the bread, into the dough mix. So it's equal quantities of self-raising flour, to Greek yogurt or any kind of yogurt, or Mars works as well. I put a little bit of olive oil, and then what I do is, as I'm mixing it together, so I feel the dough. If it's a bit sticky, I add a bit more flour. I prefer to do it that way than, say, add in 1.5 cups of yogurt, but it's equal quantities. There you can season it with anything. Once you roll your balls, you decide your size, then you just roll them on the pan. If you've got a griddle pan, that's awesome. If you don't, just a normal pan, and you just brush them with a little bit of melted butter. Simple as that. If you want to add a little bit more seasoning, Robertson's chip and potato seasoning works very well for that. Or you could add a little bit more veggie seasoning into the butter, which will then rehydrate and add in a bit more flavor. All right. So I'm going to add the yogurt and the onion tzatziki first, because that's going to add some moisture. And I think these are just about ready. So if they look a bit dry, what you can do is just brush them with a bit of butter. That's normally what I do. And then we're just going to add in some salad greens. Actually, before I do that, no, the tomatoes are big enough. They're just babies. So I won't worry to cut them. Okay. Let's put a few of those. Okay, so now we have some nice textures coming through. We've got a bit of corn, I've got a bit of cucumber, or you could just mix everything together and toss it on. Because if your restaurant gets really busy and you've got lots of covers to do, you need to make it fast. Okay, and then some corn to go with that. There we go. Okay, you can come this side and give me a hand. That will be lovely. Thank you. And if you can just put those back on the trolley, please. I don't need them anymore. Thank you. Right, so you can just leave this one for me. Thanks. Thank you, Google. It's Women's Day, Women's Month this month, so I've got very capable Google helping me in the kitchen with my friend. Okay, so there we are. Hands. All right, so if you can just, those are the kebabs, all nicely char grilled and ready to go on. Okay, so we'll just pop, and one, that's about 150 grams, which I think is more than enough. If you wanted to put, if you wanted to make it bigger, 200 grams, it's up to you. It just depends what your food taste is. Okay. All right. So that is, there we are. So there is the chicken skewer with the tzatziki, red onion. Can you see there? Okay, cool, lovely. Okay, so I'll push that forward. So that's the first one. Okay, then we're going to go on to the next one, which is going to be loaded sweet potatoes. And this is a lovely side dish. Put those over here. All right, so loaded sweet potatoes. So obviously if you are going to be doing a protein, you can decide what your side is going to be. I mean, we've got loads of options. We've got pup mash, we've got chakalaka, we've got beautiful salads with Harmon's mayonnaise. There are a really nice selection and a nice choice of salads. So do go onto our website and have a look there. So what I thought here, this is a really nice vegetarian option. So I've got some sweet potatoes. If you can find the yellow ones, beautiful, absolutely stunning flavor. But today, these are the white ones. All I've done is wash them. I've taken a fork, pricked them, Otherwise the skins burst. Roast them off for an hour. Just dry roast. Cut them open. And then what I'm going to do here is to make a filling. All right. So, and I have started the process with the filling. Books, if I can have the filling, please. Okay. So, this is going to be a beautiful filling, very, very simple, that's going to go in there. With a bit of coriander. Okay, so I've started the process here just to speed things up a little bit. And here I have sauteed off some red onions. I have sauteed off some peppers, yellow and red pepper. I've added a bit of garlic into that and a bit of ground cumin. All right, so that is all ready to go. All I'm going to do is actually just heat it up again. And then I'm going to add in, I've got Knorr tomato pronto. Okay, pass me the Knorr tomato pronto there, please, Gooks. Okay, absolutely amazing. The Knorr tomato pronto. Okay, I hope you can all see it there. 2 kg tin, Italian cooked, diced, chopped tomato with like 5% water. It's all tomato. So there I have it there, the color, the flavor. It's the only tomato I know that you can just open a tin and just eat it. Because most of those tin tomatoes, you've got to fix them up. And I'm sure you all know what I mean when I say fix it up. I've got some tin red beans, so really easy, something that you've got in your pantry. I've got some Robertson's Veggie Seasoning. So now you can see that I'm trying to show you multiple dishes. Veggie Seasoning. And then I have some Robertson's Chip and Potato Seasoning. If you could just pass me that there, guys. Oh. Okay, so Robertson's Chip and Potato Seasoning. All good to go. This will season 100 kgs of chips. We all know the price of oil has shot up. So now what we're going to do is show you a different way of using the chip and potato and try and reduce some of your oil. Okay, so we've got that one there, and we're just going to use that as a seasoning on top. All right, so the loaded sweet potato fiesta. So I'm just getting that up again, and then I'm going to add in the veggie seasoning. Okay. The nice thing about the veggie seasoning, you don't have to cook it out. It's you can add it to your mayonnaise, your salads, and it works just as well. All right, then I'm going to add in the tomato, and the tomato is fully cooked. So literally all I'm doing is actually heating everything through, and I'm going to just cook it out for 5 minutes. The beans are cooked as well. So I'm just going to mix it through so all those beautiful flavors infuse. There we are. Add that in. So drained, wash, rinse off the brine. You don't need that. And then just mix it through. I've got some cheddar cheese ready, and that will be my topping. How does that smell, Google? Smells good, eh? Yeah. So very different cooking virtually because we use all our senses to smell, look, taste, see. So I will rely on Kasturi and Google to tell me how it smells. And they say delicious. All right, so 5 minutes, that's all cooked up. And that is now ready to be put into the potatoes. I had already cooked out the cumin, so it was ready to go. Spoon. So it just depends on the size of your sweet potatoes. We know they're all odd shapes. You do get the little baby ones if you're going to do little individual servings or a side dish. To just put that into there. Fill them up nicely. This mixture is more than enough for about 10. And then we're going to pop some cheese on top and just pop them in the oven. Cass, do we have any questions so far?
No
everyone
questions
happy?
yet, Chef.
Awesome. So for me, veggie seasoning is probably my favorite and most versatile. I just find that I can use it in so many dishes. It is vegan, it is halal, and most of our products are all halal. We've cleaned up our ingredients, our brown spices, which is our chicken spice, our barbecue, our steak and chop. They don't have any added MSG. They've got no monosodium glutamate added to it. And we've cleaned our labels up really nicely. So they are a lot healthier now. And they're a nice blend. And I think the big call out is that although it says chicken spice, it is actually vegetarian and it is actually vegan friendly. Okay. I don't think I can squeeze any more in there. All right. Okay, so the last thing now is just to add on, hope you can see that, is just to add on a bit of cheese over the top, and then we'll pop those in the oven. Of course, you could rub your potatoes with a bit of chicken potato and a bit of oil, but we also try to just keep healthy as well and try and keep people healthy. Also, especially if you're going to have a big piece of grilled chicken or a nice piece of steak to go with it. And then we'll just add the chicken potato. So that'll go as a sprinkle over. So what you will see is that, sometimes I get pushback from customers saying all your products are expensive. But if you start breaking down your usage and how we've given you the guideline on our on-pack, you'll find that actually it's just a very small percentage to that dish, and they're not that expensive. What I really like about the Robertson's range is that their quality, our red spices like the paprikas, cinnamons, they are all pure spices, so there's no added fillers in there. If you're a bit of a slow user, I do find that by the time you get to the bottom of that container, the flavor is still there. Whereas I do find that when you look at some other competitors, because they're adding in a lot of extra fillers and things, the flavor is kind of dissipated and lost. All right, and that's feedback coming from customers. Okay, so those are all good to go, and they're going to go in the oven. Okay, so everything is cooked in those little potatoes. So these are things that you can prepare in advance. There's no reason why you couldn't cook your potatoes and make your filling the day before. There's no reason why you couldn't make your flatbreads the day before and just heat them up. Get all your kebabs ready. I'm going to just give those maybe 5 minutes because my oven is quite hot. So Google, what we would do here is just to clean up a little bit. Because I'm going to go on to dessert. So we have loads and loads of recipes. So do take a bit of time and go and have a look and see what's there. What we have, marketing has very kindly put together some recipe templates for me and for you guys to use. And so all you need to do is download them. You can put in your establishment, you can put in your menu for the day, and there's 3 choices there. So specifically for Heritage Day, which is really great. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the dessert. I'm just going to grill off the sweet potatoes, and then we'll go on to dessert. Okay. Desserts. looking great. All right, so because we don't have much time, what I have used for dessert, and I thought I would just keep it very, very simple. So I have made a apple cinnamon Mulva. We know that Mulva classically or traditionally is one of our South African dishes, desserts that we like to make. There's lots of things. There's milk tart. There's endless. We have a whole carte or dessert range that you can choose from that are really simple and easy to make up. You don't have to be a pastry chef to make them up. Easy to cost out. You can work out your portion. Very, very simple. So what I'm going to do today is I've made the Mulva. If anyone wants the recipe, please put your email address in the chat box and I will gladly send it to you because it's a beautiful scratch recipe, but it's absolutely simple. What I have done, and I'm going to show you now when it comes out the oven, is just to change it up a bit from the normal traditional Mulva, I've sliced up some Granny Smith apples and I've literally just pushed them into the top of the pudding. I haven't even peeled those apples. And then when your pudding comes out, of course, you make the beautiful sauce that goes over the top. It always looks like too much sauce, but it all soaks into your pudding that gives you that nice, beautiful, gooey, moist, sticky, sugary, syrupy flavor. Okay. All right. So what I do want to show you is the carte-au custard. And very, very simple. The carte-au custard powder. Okay, yes. Custard is directing me here. So 2.5 kg. It has sachets in it. It makes, so it's all sachet off really easy. I think you all know how to make custard, so I won't go through that. The only thing I want to call out there is that there's no sugar in it. So it allows you to add your own sugar, or you can play with flavors like I'm going to do today. So very, very simple. Very simple. It's made up literally in 3 minutes. If you can see there, makes you 55 liters. All right. So what I've done here is I have already made custard yesterday. I wanted to cool completely. I put a piece of cling wrap over it that stops the skin from forming. And I'm going to add in one of our instant desserts. Okay, so I'm going to add in the butterscotch instant dessert. And that is going to be my flavor. So it's now becoming a butterscotch custard. All right. Okay, so I just want to check the potatoes. I know we're jumping a bit, but I'm pushed for time. Custard is chasing me. And he's eating you, Custard. Okay. All right, so hopefully you can all see those potatoes. There we are, all ready to go. So I'd like to just plate those and get them out of the way. Okay, so this all depends what you're going to be serving with this. Perhaps it's going to be a nice piece of chicken, a leg quarter, but for today, and those are very huge portions, just to give you the idea there. Here you could still use your bit of tzatziki. You could still make some guacamole if you wanted to put that just a little bit on top. Okay, so now you can see you've got a vegetarian option and you have a meat option. All right. And then just, by the way, I was supposed to add the coriander into the bean mix, so I apologize for that. And there is your potatoes. So if you'd like to have a look at them one more time. Okay, all good to go, nicely portioned. All right. Okay. Oh, can you move that over without burning yourself? Just move it over there. Thank you. That would be great. All right. So now we can clear away here. Perfect. Okay. So there is your meal ready to go. So here with my cold custard, the custard needs to be cold. Okay, this is the 45 grams to the litre of milk. Just whisk it up. What I'm going to do is add in 100 grams of instant butterscotch dessert. So there's 4 in the range: strawberry instant, vanilla instant, chocolate instant, and what have I missed? Butterscotch. Okay, so I'm going to add in 100 grams here, and all I'm going to do is use a whisk and just whisk it in. Okay, that's all you need to do. Simple. Okay, hopefully you can see that there. And then I'm going to portion up my, you get the other dessert ready for me, please. So you will find that it does thicken on standing. And now you have a butterscotch custard. If you want to do a strawberry custard, you do exactly the same thing. If you want to do a vanilla custard, you can do exactly the same thing, or a chocolate custard. Okay, so just make sure it's all mixed in. If it's a bit thick, then just add in a bit more milk and extend it, so that will help you with your crust. And just make sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, and that's ready to go. So that could be used over a cold dessert or layered between a pudding as well. And it's economical and cost effective. Okay, Googs, maybe you can come here and just mix a little bit for me there. Thank you, Gogo. What would we do without you? Okay. Before we go that route, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's finish what we're doing here first. All right, so my little bowl is there. I'm going to plate that. Whisk this up a little bit more for me. Just mix it through. Stay there. And there. Thank you very much. Okay, so there is the beautiful apple cinnamon Mulva pudding, which I've used the Robertson cinnamon spice in there just to add a bit of flavour. As I said to you, the apples, I haven't even peeled them, just slice them, push them into the pudding. When it comes out, then you pour your beautiful sauce over that. All right, so if you need the recipe, please feel free to email me. Just drop me a mail on the chat box, and I will gladly email them. Okay, so I'm going to just cut a portion here. So the recipe, you can obviously you can make a bigger portion, a half bain marie. You can make little individuals, whatever you want to do, depending on your establishment. This, by the way, freezes very well, so you can make it in advance, and it works very well. Okay, so now the trick is to get it out of here. It should be fine, folks. I think that'll be all right, Google. Thank you. Yeah, that's lovely. Thank you very much. It's got a bit thick. If it gets a bit thick, we'll just add a little bit of milk. Okay, so just slowly mix the milk in there for me. Thank you. It's always the trick to get the first one out. Often I'll go with that. Okay. There we are. Okay, so that is a hot pudding, I'm going to serve the custard. Now you can see it's nice and moist and sticky. Okay, so we're going to just add in a bit of custard to that. Beautiful. All right, so there is the butterscotch custard. So just as a variation, I'm going to put a spoon of butterscotch custard over that. You could serve it with some ice cream, or yeah, I mean, you can do like a trio of desserts with that as well. And then just to finish it, I've got a little bit of cream, which is not entirely necessary, but it may just finish the plate off. Okay, maybe a little dusting the icing sugar or whatever. All right, so that is your apple Mulva pudding. Okay, and I'll leave that there. All right, so we're going to go on to the last one, which is a strawberry jelly pudding, and you can call it whatever you like. So I've just played around a little bit. And these are glasses which I've used, so it's about a 125 ml. What I've done is set the jelly at an angle, and I did that last night. That messed it up just a little bit. And then I've made a little bit of berry compote, so I've used, and we have a whole range of flavor jellies, beautiful strawberry flavor. So the carte or jelly is that. I've made, we have a lovely carte or Mulberry sauce. And I had a few blueberries, so I basically just popped them in the pan, a little bit of caster sugar, and just caramelized them. And then I extended it with the carte or mulberry sauce. So those set overnight. I've added in the sauce. The instant dessert is now the strawberry instant. And if you can all see what that looks like, you do need a mixer. It's very, very simple. It's milk plus the powder, whip it up, and it goes in a moussey consistency, a beautiful strawberry flavor. Okay. All right, so that's that. So what I've done there is I have literally just put the compote at the bottom. You've got jelly, the compotes, and then you have the instant dessert, which I will just add into that. So very simple. Yep, here we are. So I just used a straight nozzle, so nothing difficult. It does start setting. But that is, you can play around with it. If you want to just straighten it up, you can do that. Okay. Okay, and then I've got some strawberries here, and I've got some cream. And I have a bit of white chocolate. So just some white chocolate shavings. Okay, so that's what the berry compote looks like with the blueberries in there. You don't have to do it. I just had, so I was just using enough wastage. So I just use up what I have. And you can adapt your containers. You don't have to set it at an angle. If it's too complicated for your staff, just do it in an ordinary glass. You can choose whichever vessel. You can use a normal glass. That works as well. Okay, so a little bit of cream on the top. And then a piece of strawberry. You can slice it any way you which way you like. I'm just keeping things simple. You can make some beautiful chocolate garnishes if you want to. And this allows you to be a little bit more creative and a bit more time because that dessert was so quick and easy to make. I'm going to put a few chocolate shavings, so just ordinary white chocolate, which I've chopped up with a knife. Put those on top. How's that, Gugu? Looks good. Right. And then you can put a little mint leaf on if you would like, a little bit of green. Might not even be necessary because I think it's quite well garnished. Cass, are there any questions?
No, Chef.
No, Chef. Okay, perfect. All right, so just put a nice economical dessert, a nice way to stretch, a nice way to do a combo. If you're going to do a main, a nice way to sort of balance out your cost and you just want to give a little sweet treat at the end of your meal. Could even be a complimentary. So I will just put those there. I don't know how those. There we are. So we'll just keep it simple. All right, so that's also perfect for a buffet as well. Inexpensive, the color pops for me. It looks nice and appetizing. People eat with their eyes. So I think that's really great. All right, so Cass, I think if we can go on to just a recapper, there is a handout there for you, which you can download. There is an attachment with a whole lot of recipes with all our using our beautiful products and some nice inspiration there. There's some guidelines on that as well, so do take the time and just download it. And then I think really, if I can just say that it's all about planning, getting yourself ready, creating that excitement in your catering environment or outlet or restaurant, hotel, whatever it is. And then I think if we can quickly just go to the poll, there's just 2 questions there that I would love to ask you.
So, Chef, the first question is, will you be putting some new dishes on your specials board for Heritage Day? Yes or no?
Will you be putting some new dishes on your specials board for Heritage Day? Yes or no? I could just have an answer there. Okay.
And then the next question is, does a specials menu board add value to your business?
If you have a menu specials board, or if you do specials, or if you do promos or functions or whatever, does it add value?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. No,
Or yes.
or yes. I hope the answer is yes. Because what I've tried to showcase today is just to try and do something different, just something simple and easy. If you plan, you can execute it well.
All good, Chef.
All good. Okay, awesome. So we have come to the end of the webinar. There is also UFS Academy. If I've added in a template there, it is you could go and download the app on your smartphone. There's some amazing courses there, different have a look through and get your staff involved and get them learning, because we never stop learning when it comes to food. Otherwise, that's it. If there are any questions, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for your participation. Don't forget to go to ufs.com and have a beautiful day further. Thank you very much. Goodbye.